Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I consider myself an historian. Not only was I a history major, the volume of books that I have read and the documentaries that I have watched repeatedly relative to history, from Greek and Roman history to European history to American history, is pretty significant. And recently, I watched the new PBS documentary on Benjamin Franklin twice. And last night, I rewatched the great Ken Burns documentary on Thomas Jefferson. And, you know, to listen to our founding fathers talk about this country and how much they got it. I mean, people forget that the creation of the United States of America is one of the most special events in world history. What it stands for, how it formed, how it came about, how it survived, how it became the greatest power. And it's all based upon what the founding fathers set up. There has never been a group of greater men ever gathered in one place than in Independence Hall and then in Constitution Hall. So the fire took over, and I wrote a little piece which I've sent out to my mass email list today that I want to share with you because I think it's important. And I am going to be so my Deters for Governor pages are going to have so much information about me and what I believe in and what I plan to do. It's not even going to be close with my opponents. It's my way of continuing to make my case of why you should elect me your next Kentucky governor. And my views of history and the Declaration of Independence is part of that. Because remember what I said at the outset. I don't know every issue there is. I take information. But what you need to know as a voter in the Commonwealth of Kentucky is, what is the Bulldog's maxims? What are his guiding lights? What will he apply to each issue? And I think the Declaration of Independence commentary that I'm about to do should help you. The venerable historical masterpiece of the Declaration of Independence defines what it means to be an American. It's important and relevant to review it from time to time to remind us what we are all about. I choose the following from the text. Now, this is short, so don't be worried that I'm going to read the whole Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. If Thomas Jefferson only wrote one paragraph for the Declaration of Independence, that be the one. Then the final sentence, and for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That never fails to give me goosebumps. Now, these are my words. Government on every level shamefully fails to live up to these guiding principles. Lincoln, who I believe is our secular saint, held the Declaration of Independence up as his guide. His word, not mine. He said that. Unlike other countries, the United States has a creed to follow. And that creed is the Declaration of Independence. Many in our country strive to remove God from our lives. It's not absent from our foundational creed. They ignore the equality and the essence of man. My words. Now, what I mean by that is we are all born with those inalienable rights, equal. Now, what we do with our lives through striving, through blind luck, through being blessed to be born to privilege or not, whatever we make of our lives, that's not equal. But the essence of man is equal. It's equal. They support death, not life. They prefer mandates and censorship, not liberty. They ignore the consent of the governed. Let me give you an example. State legislatures and Congress enact laws all the time based upon lobbyists, but these aren't laws that the public would support if given the chance. The statute of repose in Ohio? No way the public wants that. They do not pledge their lives, only the destruction of lives. They do not pledge their fortunes. They only seek their fortunes. There's no sacred honor. There's only dishonor. And I close with this. The Declaration of Independence is the seed of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. It's a fact. It's all based upon the Declaration of Independence. It is the genesis to the end of slavery. Because we knew that all men are created equal, it has to cover everybody. So the Declaration of Independence is what leads to the end of slavery. It is the torch for all civil rights, women's rights, all rights. Why? Because we learned from the Declaration of Independence that all men and women are essence. It's not just man, it's men and women have that same essence of all colors. It is the beacon for America and all Americans. It should never be extinguished. And those who attempt to snuff out its flame should be scorned, rebuffed, and shamed for their folly. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, my teammates, the conservatives, the libertarians, Trump supporters, we all get it. The Declaration of Independence, the spirit of it, the creed of it, we stand with that. The other side, not so much. We're right, they're wrong. There's no coming together on this. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.